for about 30 years, and about 5 years ago, this fall will be the 6th year I've done Jaime Elizondo's total grazing program, but not on this farm. I only started with the cows, Alan's cows here, and working down here when he got the cancer and couldn't take care of the cows. So all the results are on my farm that I've leased out up north. So because I retired. Anyway, that's what happened. Real quick on this farm, let me go quick over the total grazing. I can't teach it obviously in one evening, but it's 4 pillars. One is optimal calving season, nutrition, I do have notes, adaptation and genetic selection, and then a grazing management component to that as well. When I started in with these cows, I hadn't worked with them. They hadn't worked with me. It didn't take very many months before they learned how to move, or very many weeks, but they trusted me, if you will. And but it takes a little bit of trust to develop with your herd. Yeah, you're going to take care of them. You're going to give them more grass. But when I came onto these farms, it was like if you went to another state and rented a farm and you have no idea what you got. That's where I was with these cows. So I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants as I move through. There's about 800 acres in the complex that I'm using. With the total grazing, I basically divide the farm in half, and I'll graze during the green season through half of it and stockpile the rest. There's lots of nuances, of course, with any grazing program. There's a lot of learning curve with everything. So that's what I'm doing down here. We have 160 acres. It's a half mile down the road, and that's where these spring calving cows were. There was 185, and they were there from April 19th to July 6th. I had no idea if I could get away with that many calves on 160 acres, which has about 30 acres of timber, but it worked. It needed cleaning up. It had a lot of thatch, old growth and stuff, but they were fine. They started losing condition, but I had a lot of good help. Jessica helped, Nathan helped, Alan and I, all the 4 of us were able to get them and some of those younger calves down the gravel road without any problem. So I don't like moving calves, but it was just what I'm doing right now. So they came over here, and we added the first calf heifers that were young. They were bred as yearlings. Added them to the herd. That brought it up to about 210. And then the 13th, we brought the older replacement heifers. They are a year and a half old. They came in here, so there's about 300 now in this mob. I've never grazed 300 in a mob, so I'm having a little learning curve with how much they're going to eat in a short amount of time. It's unfortunate I'm not giving you a real good idea of total grazing at this time, but this farm is really, really high in toxic endophyte fescue, so I'm leaving a lot. I'm doing some selective grazing because I don't want to lose my cows. I don't want them to abort, and I want them to get bred. So you're going to see a lot more grass than what I would normally leave for those reasons, health reasons, if you will. And then Dallas is mowing this kind of stuff. That's my total grazing to get from like a 70% utilization to 95, and she's coming in and mowing behind it. But this grass is probably close to 2 years old. So I'm just letting them pick through.
When you say 2 years old, Tony, this hasn't been grazed for 2 years?
It's been pretty close to that. I can't say, I'm not going to say that for sure because like I said, Alan, you know us, we have 2 different operations.
Right.
I came in here and I didn't have any idea. It's really mature. And it's pretty much fescue.
A lot of carbon. Yeah, a lot of carbon to work with.
Yeah, and I just don't want to. On the east place, I could graze it a little closer because it was younger. And now it's got, this is more mature. So it's going to take me another year to kind of get this done. But this half of the farm is actually going to be used for winter stockpile this year. And the north half of the farm will be used for winter stockpile this year. That's a key component to being able to do the total grazing program without feeding any hay. So yeah, we can walk. I don't know how much you guys want to walk. I've got a fence down the barn because I don't like barns and cattle or any stock. There's like, we turned them in, what, yesterday is? No, it was Friday. Yeah, Friday afternoon. I put them in here. I think baby calves need water, and so I brought one of my sheep tanks in here. And I looked at all the stuff that I had, and you can take a look at it. I let them drink this down. They do have water down below the pond. But I wanted to drink this down, so if anybody's interested in seeing my creativity, then you can kind of see how I hooked in to the tire tank, brought it over, and it will fill both tanks and without falling over.
So how long will they be in here?
I'll move them tomorrow morning. Yeah. This was an extra because I like to do Shabbat, so Friday night. I don't want to come back till Sunday. So there's going to be a little more waste, but you know, life.
It is what it is, yeah.
Harmony. So that's what I got here. We can walk just a little bit just past the barn here, and you can see where I've gotten better utilization. Like something besides fescue in here will get a chance to take off. My farm is in Jackson Township, and it's been known for centuries as being kind of a poor township up there. And it's just kind of sour, but it really started turning around. And a lot of my neighbors were, I had doubled the size of my counter. Okay, I'm going to back up. When it was droughted out years ago, and it was starting to, I don't know if it did it anywhere else, but here, the seasons kind of changed, the rainfall patterns changed. Suddenly, we were not getting rain after August 10th for about 7 years. I'm like, oh, this is not, I can't do this because I'm feeding hay. So I read Jim Garish's book, Kick the Hay Habit, and did exactly the opposite thing he said to do. So, thankfully the government came up with a program that helped pay for the hay that I bought. And then Jaime's program came out, and I'm texting him. I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? So I just thought, I have nothing to lose. I'm going for it. And it really paid off. I've already had a truckload of hay set out. Dallas had taken off the twine and all that. So I kind of had to use that up, but it took forever. It took a year. I had so much grass. And then year before last, I was basically had doubled my cow herd, and everybody else was feeding hay, and I got grass. And it's a poor barn. So I was really encouraged by that, and then life changed. Allie got this cancer. I was going to retire. I sold my cows, and it's all worked out just fine, but I hadn't intended to start over. But it's been fun. It just makes grazing fun again. It's really nice I don't have to drive 40 minutes up to check my cows too.
At one time you said that this farm would only carry like 60 head to
Yes,
the
and
water.
you remember Jim Garish was here and he said you should be able to run 700 cows. I think he's not far wrong.
But you must be, you put in a pond or something so you have better water.
No, there's not a pond yet. This is all runs off the pond north of our house.
Oh, I thought that you said at one time though that the well here would only supply for like 60 cows.
Yeah, but that's all paved in.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
that's
you're not
gone.
running off the well at
No,
all?
it goes clear off of the pond north of our
All
house.
right.
Yeah, and I don't like relying on electricity, for pumps. But there's only one pond on this place, and the wheels are turning to figure out how to get water clear down there off of that pond. We'll see. But yeah, I remember him saying that you should be able to run 700 cows out here, and I'm headed towards 350. I'm not sure about 700. But and he's really promoting more of that one time a day at least. They said something about the gut. You know, if you move them once a day at least, you don't change the bugs in the gut, so they can just keep going. If you leave them on 3 or 4 or 5 days, they're starting to eat down into the spores. The bugs kind of change and they start doing not so good.
Roller coaster nutrition.
Yeah. So I can't move 4 times a day right now. I am back up to, since I got all 3 of these herds together, I'm doing at least twice a day. And if things kind of change around and settle down, I'll probably get them back to 3, which will increase utilization, which will allow me to have better nutrition and the whole thing. And but now the big concern with 85 to 90% utilization is you're not going to get as you've had the grass is fully recovered. You got deep roots, as he calls them fat roots, and then they're not going to come back for 6 months. So that's just a totally different mindset on that. So, but water is an issue. It's a real issue. I'm finding out if this is going to work. And here it's got good pressure. And then I added that little tank there, so I've got another 350 gallons. So, and the calves can be good. That was something that was concern. Yes, sir.
Have you noticed the difference between your breeds of cattle from your previous farm to here? Grazing wise?
I'm not sure I
Like, the different cattle you quarantines up there versus these Red Angus down here, are you noticing it's the same management, they handle things differently? Have you noticed the difference between running different breeds of cattle?
No, I don't think it. I think you're going to have cattle that are adapted regardless of what breed they are.
I was just curious.
Yeah.
I didn't run quarantines. I didn't know if there'd be a difference.
There's Corianders that just absolutely won't do it, and there's Red Angus that won't do it. So I've got some long-haired Red Angus out here, and they're probably going to come up open, and they're going to be gone. And I think I only kept like 25 of my Coriander and Coriander cross. So I really did plan to retire. So we could just walk just over this ridge. You can see the better utilization. I came up with that fence there in the barn. Nothing's perfect. So I just have to be flexible. And this is going to get overgrazed. Some of it's going to come back, and that's unfortunate, but I got to have faith. So I'm going to let him go back. And yeah, and then they've got this little tank with this little pressure coming out that hole. So so far it's been fine. The question is, what am I feeding here? For these cows, I have some in the back of the gator. It's something that Alan found in the guy, I forget his name. But I don't care for it. Don't stick your head in the sack and smell it. It's got that capsaicin in it. It's just about knock you out. So I don't care for it. And it may have some garlic.
Garlic and essential oils.
And then salt from the outfit in Kansas without the YPS, and then a product called Dynamite that Agrodynamics makes, and that really, from what I understand, will bind with the toxins in the fescue, and it'll kind of seems to flush it out. They eat more of it on this farm than anywhere else, and or anywhere there's a lot of fescue. So we got these from Coon Manufacturing, and then I tried several different ways to pull it, but I found the easiest way is I put an eye bolt there. I put some baling webbing, doubled it up, just drilled through, and did you want to see? And that'll hold it. I don't try to pull it when it's full, but and that's worked really well.
What was the first one, Tom?
Sorry?
What was the first one you were talking about?
Well, that's the one I can't remember what it's called.
What is it?
Bralco, that's it.
Dralco.
Yes. I've got some of the, and do you know
Got
about it?
analysis on it.
What?
The bag has an analysis on it.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, we'll look and see. Yeah.
Yeah, and we took the salt out of it,
Um,
and then just put a filler in
makes
instead.
me cough and snort and carry on, so I don't like it.
Man, it'll make you sick if it comes up in your face. It's mostly the garlic, I think.
Mounted any of these on truck tires?
No, because if I did that, I wouldn't, when it's empty, if I need to throw it in my gator, I can't pick it up.
You can drag it for 1,000 miles so it won't wear out.
Well, that's what I want to do.
So you don't want to rub all that rubber off on her tires.
The biggest advantage though to the truck tire is you don't tend to drive over it with your vehicle. It sticks up far enough you can see
Oh, you
the
can
tall
see
grass.
it. Yeah.
And when you're by yourself and you drive over one, it hooks. And there you are.
Yeah, that'd be no good.
Yeah, really.
That's the neat thing about this group. Everybody talks from experience, so you have to listen. Yeah, but this works for me. I can generally remember where I put, and I'm pretty good about if I move the cattle out of the pasture. go get it.
Yeah.
And so that doesn't usually
Well, I was
happen.
talking to another guy, not paying attention when I did it.
Oh,
It
okay.
was sort of his fault.
Is there any legumes in here?
Very, very little. In this paddock, years ago, this is what I was going to talk about too. Like the cow, when I move them tomorrow, they're going into a paddock that Alan had dished. Remember when the whole cover crop thing was really a thing? Maybe it is. We dished up stuff and we spent
Oh yeah,
money
I remember
and
you
all
doing
that.
that.
Oh
I think I
my
told you
gosh.
something right there.
Oh, jeez. Anyway, we did it. So, but it is very tame. It's a very, I don't have to worry. They probably won't even need shade because there's no fescue. They're not going to get hot. It's going to be nice.
Yeah, they still like shade.
Oh, I will leave it open. You're right. But, so they're going to go in there and eat that. And then they'll come back to one. I think this one south here is going to be more tame grasses. Dallas will mow this one. And then the next one over there is fescue again. So, anyway, I'm trying to do the really high utilization rate to get something else growing in here. I'm sure there's some seed in here. It just doesn't get a chance. Yes. Yeah. It's just going to take, it's not going to happen this year, but maybe another year. I can work into that. But you see, it covers the ground quite a bit, and so I'm trying to get that off, but I can't force them. I just,
Better than having bare ground.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to keep it covered. In the summer, you're going to stay cooler. You still retain your microbial activity versus bearing it out.
I would disagree with you a little bit on that, and that's okay. That's just a difference in the grazing because I've got a really mature grass with deep roots. It's just going to take a couple of days, and it's already covering itself. And I'm not taking it all. You know, I'm looking at 90%. There's still 10% out here. If you got grass this tall, you take it down to 90%. You still got a lot left.
You didn't take 90%.
Huh?
No, you didn't.
Close to 3 acres. But like I'm leaving a lot of residual. That next paddock I won't. I'm really going to tighten them down and make them clean that up. Because it's sweet grass. It's ice cream all the way through. So actually, I'll keep an eye on them so they don't get too runny. I'm afraid. So. But it is pretty mature, so I'll probably be okay.
So you'll leave them in here for another day and then mow it? Is that
Yeah.
what I understand?
Yeah, I'll move them in the morning to that next paddock and then make sure that everything's out of here. Dallas is good. He doesn't run over calves. So, but it is a concern, you know, that you lay down and go take a nap. And
What's the
then
purpose for mowing?
to get that extra utilization, get this chopped up and make it stop going to seed. And all
So do you mow it or bush hog it?
bush hog it, sorry. Yeah.
And you just loan me the money and not brush hog it?
What?
You just loan me the money and not brush hog it?
No, you're brush hog. He likes to brush hog anyway. I don't like running the tractor. I really don't. I wish I could do better, but I don't understand. I don't know. With my farm up there, I took out 120 acres and had a fellow organically farm it for 4 years. He put it in soybean. It did knock the toxic fescue back. It'll probably take a couple more years and it'll be
Are we going to go down and see some that hadn't been grazed?
Oh, well, over there, but it's all tame. But yeah, more fescue is way over there, but it's just a healthier version of it. But yeah, the tame one is just on the other side of that fence. We can go take a look at that.
The novel.
Yeah, I don't see you planted in my picture. I'm not sure. The refuge, Alan and most of his, we're going to breed the, okay, genetic selection and all. I was against,
Are we going to get any closer to the cows, Mom? Is that right about the
no, they don't like it.
Oh.
We can if you want to walk down there. They're not going to be as tame as everybody else is. I don't think they're going to hurt anybody. They won't. They won't. I get that.
We'll let you go first. No, Jessica, she can run fast.
Well, we can walk that way. They're not.
If we stand still.
These started May 1st, and they actually went for like 72 days. Well, actually, they didn't. I took the last one home to the White House, actually. But it was so hot. Remember how hot it was in September last year? So I'm like, not too darn very good again. So they were a little extra long, but not too bad. Most of them were. That's the ones that pink tags are mine. I'm not a fan of horns.
It's like, wait a second.
It'd be rawhide, huh? Tana and Alan Powell's Green Hills Farm Project Farm Walk 2024. It is the end of third week of July, and a little over 300 mama cows knocking down some very extremely mature grass. A very good turnout today, and it is beautiful to be grazing cows in Missouri. A natural grandma. We just wish